Good. Hi, folks. Hi there, Rick Berube here. We are here Facebook Live with real estate extraordinaire, Leslie Carver. Leslie Carver finished number 5 in all of the teams last year from Nevada. And, we have almost 1,200 agents now in Nevada. So that's pretty amazing. And you do it year after year. Because, I'm going to tell them a quick story. When I was at Mike Ferry, was that your first coach? No, I was one of your coaches. Second coach. I was second coach, but her favorite. Okay, I just made that up.
Sure.
and I've known you that long, and you've been killing it year in and year out. And we were just talking before how you're actually ahead of last year's pace already. So start off, because some people, we've got California on here, we've got Arizona on here. So tell them a little about yourself, how long you've been doing this. Give a little intro, please, if you could, Leslie.
Sure. So I've been in the business 24 years, got my license in 1996. Transitioned over the years. I did REOs, getting in, early with those, and then transitioned, did short sales when short sales were there. And then when the short sales started slowing down, I needed to find a way to continue to do a high level of production that I had done with the REOs and the short sales. And that's when I joined Mike Ferry and started coaching with you. I did whatever it took over the years. I did Mike Ferry coaching for 8 years, basically cold calling, in the trenches, working with clients every day and maintain that high level. Over the years, 24 years, my husband joined me. I now have 4 buyers agents and 3 assistants, but I am, taking listings every day. I'm in the market, following up with past clients in Spear, following up with new clients, and doing whatever I need to do.
Yeah, and just give an idea, how many listings did you take last year?
I sold 90 listings, right around 90. I usually sell right under 100 for some reason. I usually take slightly over, and then depends, close right around that.
Yeah, you take slightly over 100, then you close right slightly under 100. So that's perfect, because you're going to have carryover to the next year. What was your total? What were your total transaction numbers last year?
The team was around 50 million. I think I was definitely more than half. I was like 30 million, something around that. You think I would know these stats exactly, but I don't actually know that by heart.
That's okay. That's okay. That's perfect. So you mentioned, now think about that. You got in at 96. So you had about a year or two of ballistically crazy. Then you had to make the REO switch, which you guys did. And then you saw the short sale coming, and you got involved in that. And then about the time that I met you, you were making the transition from short sale into doing it the traditional way. Because remember, with a short sale, you didn't need a presentation, right? Then all of a sudden you needed a presentation, and you've needed one ever since then, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I took some of the systems I did learn with short sales and transitioned that. But really what I wanted to do is, when we did REOs, we really had great systems. And when we transitioned to short sales, we created a lot of the systems that even some of the title companies started using for others. I was teaching CE classes at our board of realtors. And so when I moved into traditional, I really wanted to create systems. What I learned from hearing, clients talk about previous bad experiences with agents is that clients want communication. So we put into place set ways that we communicate with our clients several times a week. When I'm at the listing, I talk to my clients about, everybody wants to know 3 things. They want to know, what are the showings and feedback we had this week? What's the feedback? What are you doing to sell my home this week? And what are your recommendations? So if you're proactive about communicating those things, it makes such a big difference. And we put systems in all of those to really, have full service and provide that to our clients.
Yeah, and your customer service is incredible. You mentioned, as we started this, or before we started this recording, you mentioned that one of your best year ever was 2008. When a lot of people were not having, and when you were talking about the systems there, it was reminding me that's probably why you had an incredible 2008, right?
So, yeah, it's funny. I mean, we are going through uncertainty in the market right now. Who knows where things are going to be? Some of my best years were in down markets. 2008 still today was my best year. And so, that year I'd gotten in with the big foreclosures, and, we did hundreds of transactions. The average sales price was what, like 75,000, maybe not that bad, but it was still my best year. And I've learned over the years, the market doesn't set my business. I set my business. So I transition when needed. I create, systems and do whatever's needed to transition and control my business. So, that's what I'm looking at right now. The market hasn't impacted my business. I think there's three things any agent should be focusing on right now. And one of those is just knowing the stats, knowing where things stand in the market, being knowledgeable for clients. When I'm talking to clients, I talk about, okay, so the average sales price, I look at all this stuff. The average sales price is 373 right now through June. We have about a 3.7 month supply. Now that was through June. The beginning of June, as I see the marketing pick up, that's actually going down. So that is still a strong seller's market. Anything like a 6 month supply or less is considered a seller's market. We're in a seller's market. We have low inventory. We have high demand right now because interest rates are so low. So those are great things for sellers, but it's because interest rates are so low and because we have not quite the bidding wars or the tight inventory we had 3 months ago, it's still a lot of opportunity and great things for buyers. Overall, when I'm talking to clients, I tell them, we don't know where the market's going to head in the next year. But I think as I'm seeing the market today, I'm seeing a lot of demand pick up. Right now, homes are selling, homes are moving here in Las Vegas. What I see happening is it is an election year. And having been in the business a long time, I do see a lot of fear and uncertainty. So there's a possibility it could slow down October, November with the election. But what I have seen is it doesn't even matter who's elected. Spring next year, everybody's going to be done. They want to just start moving forward. As long as interest rates continue to be low, I think we'll be in a good position. So I don't think there should be a lot of fear right now about where our market's headed. We still have great demand here in Las Vegas. We still have low supply, and really we're still in a great market right now. But even if there's a little bit of uncertainty, I think by next year things will be fine.
Yeah, I tell agents today about what you talked about, no fear, is that think about this. We went through a pandemic. I mean, when's the last time you saw a pandemic since you've been selling real estate? Oh yeah, never. Yeah. Neither have I. I've been doing it for 35 years. And the market still clicked along at a decent rate. And like you were just saying, we're pretty much back to the same speed we were a week or two prior to this happening, and it continues to climb. If it continues to do that, like you just said, it doesn't matter who's elected. The Fed has said the rates, the prime's going to stay there at zero, so the interest rates are going to be good, more than likely. So, we have an incredible setup here, probably till the end of next year minimum, and you can't really see any further than that anywhere in real estate, unless something devastating happens again, which hopefully it doesn't. It seems like a pretty smooth sailing. So that being said, with all this going on and the transitions that you've had, give us an idea of, what are some of the proactive things that you do in your business to create the amount of volume that you do?
So I think the three things are know your stats, like we talked about, and then the second thing is talk to people. And the third thing is just stay very positive. So, you got to talk to people. When I tried to figure out how to transition my business from REOs and then short sales and then to traditional clients, I had to figure out a way, how do I generate business? How do I prospect? And so through the Mike Ferry coaching, which, you were my coach for many years, you just got to make calls. So, start with your sphere, start with your past clients, start with the people and then depending on, where you are after that, then definitely if you have to call others, whatever, if you have a small past clients in sphere, you're definitely going to have to make additional calls, whether that's expired or whatever you need to do for a sell by owner. So I basically just talk to people. I talk to a lot of people. I proactively look for ways to continue to generate business. I have a schedule. So, you've got to set prospecting just like any other appointment. Now that I'm working from home, I have a prospecting desk right here that I can raise up and make my calls. From 8:30 to 11:30 is prospecting time. It's in my calendar, time blocked as green, just like any other appointment. And that's when I can make my calls and follow up with my leads and past clients in sphere.
Okay, you said 8:30 to 11:30, 3 hours a day. That's awesome. And you're talking to your sphere and any other lead sources that you go after now?
Yeah, I mean, I have multiple lead sources because I've been fortunate enough to be a top agent over the years. I get a lot of different internet sources that refer me leads. I don't pay for any leads, like I'm not paying for leads from Zillow or anything, but I do have internet sources that I'll pay a referral for if I close the deal. So I do get a lot of business through that. I do get a lot of business from past clients in Spare. But let me tell you, when things slow down, I'm doing whatever I need to do. If I need to call expireds, I'm on it, And there's certain neighborhoods I love. And, when I was calling expireds, I actually, for many, many years, preferred to call expired listings, as you probably remember,
Yes.
over past client in Spirit, because I loved it. I loved the call. I didn't like it at first, but once I learned how to do it and I knew how to make the calls, I was highly successful at it, and I loved it. I loved the chase.
Yeah. Yeah, you got that you love the competition factor, the fact that
Yeah.
you're getting people to use you. It's fun when you win those, isn't it?
I get a lot of listings through internet sources, and they're generally referring, several agents, and so you're interviewing, and I love it. I prefer that over going on. Sometimes when you go with Past Client Spare, I love my Past Client Spare, but sometimes you don't get to do the full presentation and bring out everything because they're like, just tell me where to sign. But I like the challenge. I like the and because I'm decent at it.
Yeah, she's being humble. I've heard you came up to the Success Center when I did a prospecting school on a Saturday morning. Do you remember? And people were listening to you. They're going, "Oh my God, listen to her close them." And it's just you being you. What you just described. I have a little word for it. I call it, a phrase called "in the hunt" mentality. You're in the hunt. You're listening. You're repeating, approving, closing for appointments. So it takes a little while to develop those skills, doesn't it?
Well, and here's the thing: and maybe it's because I'm female, but it's not aggressive in any way, shape, or form. I'm not out there aggressively, asking clients to do something they don't want to. In fact, it's the exact opposite. I'm asking questions. I'm finding out what's important to them. I have systems in place for communication. I'm talking about what they want to talk about. I'm knowledgeable about the market. So it really is the exact opposite of me, 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 me. Exact opposite. It's all about them and finding out what's important to them and then discussing how we can make that happen and just setting up correct expectations from the beginning.
Right. Yeah, I love what you said too. Talk to people, have a time block schedule. So give us an idea. So, and you're right. That is the polar opposite. Which, okay, I'm going to go company guy here for a second. That's why the Berkshire Hathaway tools are so awesome because they're consumer centric. So when you put that together with you putting them number one and our consumer centric product, it's a really good mix, and it works really well as far as securing business for sure.
I couldn't agree more. In fact, I've been with the same company all 24 years. I love our company. I love Mark. And you know what? I feel very confident going on listing appointments because of some of the tools that Berkshire Hathaway provides. I've tweaked little things, obviously, in my presentation with that, and I have my own things that I add to it. But the company tools are a big part of my presentation. Absolutely.
Yeah. And have you checked out the new VAC 2.0 yet? Pretty good.
The what? Oh, yes, VAC 2.0. Yes.
2.0. Yeah, sorry, I call it 2.0, but 2.0. Yes. Yeah, it's pretty rock star. You're gonna love it, and it's gonna be really helpful as far as because it's a CRM. It's everything built in. They've really did a great job going in, Mark and Maria, putting that together. All right, so. Now, you mentioned your morning schedule. So you get in early, you're on the phone 2.5, 3 hours a day, calling your sphere, doing your lead follow-up, whoever you need to talk to. Just give them the rest of the day so they understand what a complete day is for you.
It's tweaked a little bit now that I'm working from home, and I've been fortunate enough with my team that I have allowed them to work from home. We got like a answering service to answer phones, and then, depending on how the client or customer, responds to the questions from the answering service, it'll transfer to one of my assistants. So they're working from home. So previous, it was like 8:30 to 11:30 I'd be in the office prospecting, and then 11:30 to 12, I'd go into my assistant's office and say, do you guys need anything from me? What do you guys need from me? And then 12 to 1 was kind of lunch, wrote note cards or something. And then afternoons were all appointments, listing appointments. So it's changed. I don't go, there's no assistant's office to go into. I pretty much just schedule prospecting in the morning, appointments in the afternoon.
Great. Yeah, and with your numbers, you're probably going on at least 2 or 3 a week minimum, right? Listing appointments?
My goal is 3 a week. 3 a week is always and I mentioned there's 3 things that agents should be focusing on right now. One was know your stats, know your knowledge, know information, be knowledgeable. 2 was talk to people.
Right.
3 is mindset, so I think mindset's really important. I always put out there, 3 listings a week. And so when I get one, it's like, oh, there's one. Where's my next 2? And then when I get the second one, it's like, okay, I need one more. I think mindset is so important. And I think one of the reasons I've been so successful, being able to be fortunate enough to get into REOs before REOs were big and short sales were big, and now transition and success is just mindset. I've really just been lucky in watching for things to continue to grow my business. I've been lucky with the great people I have on my team because they just kind of fell in my lap. I didn't really hire most of them. And I think mindset's so important right now. In this time, you can look at everything going on and you can get into social media and get into that. And it gets scary and you can get sucked right into all that. Or you can be excited. There's so many opportunities right now. There's so many ways that you can look for, even to help grow your own business as agents. You can look for people that maybe are getting out of the business or retiring and see if you can help them take on, future clients. There's so many opportunities where you can be successful. I mean, I had talked about it. Right now, we're still in a strong seller's market. But there's a possibility, in years that we've been in the seller's market for 10 years.
Right.
So if you haven't been in the business for at least 10 years, you don't even know what a buyer's market looks like, So a buyer's market's great. That's when I excel, because then you really need the tools our company has. Then you really need to provide value other than just a reduced fee. You need to look at value in your experience. You need to look at values in the tools. So, we are putting all those systems in place. We're ready. We're ready for any market.
Yeah. And which is great. I love the way you say that. I can hear the confidence in your voice, the conviction, the affirmations, okay, there's one. Okay, I need 2 more. I got 2. Okay, where's my next one? That goes back to that in the hunt mentality that I love. So you mentioned that you were ahead of last year's pace, and we've had the the COVID situation. I say that jokingly because it is a serious situation, but we appear to be moving through it. So how the heck have you been able to be ahead of last year's pace with all this going on?
I went into March with one of my strongest months. So, January, February, March were huge months for me. We did have some deals fall out in March, but I still had such a strong month because it was already set up. And then, just because I had so many things in the works, when I was talking to clients April and May, it was like, things are still moving. Las Vegas, never shut down. We were still considered essential. So our market slowed down. I just talked to clients about, listen, you can still put your home on the market. We can find ways to make sure you're safe if it's occupied. We can do things. I had a listing just closed yesterday. We did the Matterport tour. We did the virtual tour. The buyer never saw the home. They're still back east on lockdown. So, that you got to think outside the box, make sure you're finding ways. That buyer still hasn't seen the home. So we were still selling deals by just talking through it, not getting into the fear, not getting into the uncertainty. There's some benefits about selling now. There's some huge benefits about buying now.
Right. Yeah. And you're exactly right. And I think there's going to be some benefits to this market. Okay. I think we've clicked back into gear, but I would not be shocked if we clicked into a whole new gear because of some of these new developments out of California. I mean, it makes a lot of sense right now. If you're a baby boomer, to sell and move to Nevada and Arizona, okay? And then we have some issues here where it might create some more inventory because we have so many people that work at casinos, Maybe some of them will get new jobs, maybe they won't. So there's all kinds of, even though some of it's unfortunate for some people, I think for the real estate market, like you just said, we slowed down a little, but not much, and we're right back to that pace, if not more, because it just says a lot about the economy, the real estate market. I mean, our interest rates, the Fed said we're going to keep it low. I mean, it's almost like everything is being done to keep this market moving at a really good pace.
Yeah, I mean, over the last 40 years, we've had several depressions, and only one, which was the one in 2008, really impacted real estate. And you have to look at that and realize part of the reason was because that impact was due to over, values with real estate. So, I don't think we're going to see a downturn. The only thing that I'm unsure of is, depending on who's elected, I really hope that they focus on continuing to keep interest rates low. I think that's going to be a big deal for us.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you 100% about the interest rates, because that's what's affecting the buying power, because you can get so much house right now. It's affecting appreciation. At least the Fed themselves have said that they're going to keep the rates consistent till the end of next year, close to, if not at zero. Which, have you ever seen that before? I have never seen that before.
Listen, I just closed on a home a week ago. I'm buying, I think it's a great time to buy. I think it's a great time I'm just sold my home. So bought and sold in this market. I think there's some huge benefits about buying and selling right now.
All right, Leslie. Well, it's very obvious, and I'm sure that our viewers today understand why you are successful. That awesome attitude, positive, looking for it, always willing to grow. Any final words you want to leave them with today?
I would say, just make sure you're really intentional about what you listen to. Be very intentional about your mindset. Listen to audiobooks, read books that are going to help move you forward, move your mindset forward, move your business forward. Just be very intentional about being positive. Do gratitudes, meditate, and just focus on a great look at, okay, this is uncertain, but where can I grow from this? How, instead of coming out of this just being glad you survived, figure out how you can thrive, figure out how you can succeed and be ahead of the game through this. And that's going to be huge.
I love that one. Don't just survive, you can thrive through any situation. You're so absolutely 100% accurate there. As always, Leslie, thank you very much. It was incredible. We're going to blast this out everywhere. You're the best. Keep it rocking. And you know what? Sprint to the finish line this year, and I know you will.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You.
Thank you.